A long and hard-fought battle had taken place. It had been a tough week, with roster changes before the match, scheduling issues preventing some players from attending, or staying for the full duration, and lots of reviews and practicing to make up for the lackluster showing the previous Monday. But it was a win, a decisive victory, and the players of Apollodosh were rightfully celebrating a good playoffs end. But then they got an alert. Their sniper, Shayy, had been banned for cheating in the match. A large portion of the community came out, and with one unrelenting voice exclaimed, "Wait, what?" Let's go back to July 31st, 2017, Playoffs Week 3, Sifa vs Apollo. Shayy was ready to play, but his computer had burnt up, literally melting the power cables to his motherboard. I won't show the photos, for they are too graphic for YouTube. So for this week, he was watching Apollodosh play through Twitch on his phone, being broadcasted by Voxday, a broadcast that focused on the actions of both team snipers and had the camera squarely focused on them. You can even see him commenting on the broadcast here. So he's going into the match, well aware that the casters were going to focus on the dynamic of both team snipers and that they'd be the center of the live stream. I even joked with an old team member, since the head admin of all of Highlander was on the opposing team, that if we would win, the match would end up being overturned. But what's the possibility of that? Going into the match, the plan was for Shayy to engage markers as little as possible, because even Shayy knew that in a 1v1 situation, markers had the upper hand. So instead, he'd be focusing on taking out the combo members, not focus on counter-sniping and actively pursuing markers. It was the job of our spy to counter markers, control him, and to feed us with as much information as possible about the other team, and to sack in for important plays. And the logs show this. Out of 47 engagements, markers won 29 times. In fact, through all 3 rounds, markers outsniped Shayy in the sniper v sniper duel significantly. In return, Apollodosh's spy took a very small amount of damage through the entire match, and had more sniper kills than Shayy had. In return, Shayy had more demo picks, heavy picks, and med picks throughout the entire match. Shayy and Marker's damage was basically identical, and the headshots were just the same. Markers had better accuracy at 47% overall compared to Shayy's 40%. On Lakeside, Markers hit an astounding 52% of all shots compared to Shayy's 40%. It was a tough match. Popular pipes went upward, Apollodosh took both King of the Hill maps. Everyone thought it was done, until Shayy was banned for cheating. Now I'm going to be here to try to prove Shayy's innocence, and to show that he did not cheat during the finals match. Before I delve deep into the subject, I need to state that UGC absolutely refuses to give any information regarding Shayy cheating. And refusal is an understatement. All the information I've gotten in total is the player's name in question was Shayy, and that he used Triggerbot, and that was after a lot of prodding. Not a single picture has been released. No video has been released. They refuse to even tell us what map he cheated on, what rounds, what time. The match's STVs are public, but they won't even release what tick, point in the recording, he cheated at. Literally no information has been provided to us at all. So when the accused, Shayy, tried to contest his ban through a support ticket, or at least know what he was accused of using, they gave him this message. Quote, "We will not discuss the nature of what led to your cheat ban." He can't even get a response on what cheat he was apparently using. The head admin has him blocked on Steam, and whenever he attempted to get more information, he was given the same runaround. It's kinda screwed up, having the person that's being punished not know what he's being punished for. So everything beyond this point is going to be speculation. I'm going to guess what the evidence is, and try to disprove the evidence that I'm guessing at. Please note that no other POVs were investigated from any prior weeks. The only thing that was requested was a POV from the finals match. Quickly, before we jump into this, let me explain what program Shayy was accused of using and how it works, for the less experienced TF2 folk. The hack that Shayy was accused of using was a program called Triggerbot. What is Triggerbot? This is Triggerbot. It's basically a script that when your crosshair passes over an enemy, it will automatically shoot for you. This is used to not look as suspicious as aimbotter, but to still give you an unfair advantage. That's why when you see a person with Triggerbot, you will see them go back and forth over a target until it triggers. Now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's go over some assumed evidence. So throughout the month, I've managed to prod some information from people that could have had a connection with the investigation. This is not official, but I'm going to take it as it is because it's the only thing I've managed to get. I was told that there was 2 shots in the entire match that were suspect, one upward, one viaduct. I can assume with great confidence that the one shot featured on upward is the live stream shot from the finals match hosted by Voxday. Here we have the live spectator STV and the regular STV put side by side. For some reason that I cannot fully explain, the live spectator STV has way more of a rapid scope movement than the regular STV. I will just attribute that to a glitch on the user's end, since glitches do occur a few more times during the broadcast. So here's an example of why an STV is not that good in trying to determine if somebody is cheating. First, STVs don't show flinching when you are hit. Only when you shoot does the STV adjust to where your reticle is, creating a weird unnatural movement to wherever the player is actually aiming at the time. STVs also don't show crouching that well. In this recording, you can clearly see where he is aiming, but when he shoots, the camera jumps up to his head unnaturally, and it's a fairly large jump at its peak. Knowing this, let's examine the shot that occurred during the match. The soldier is calling focus fire on the heavy. Shayy can clearly see the medic is too far back for the heavy to got in an overheal, and he's taking damage. So it'd just be wise to kill him with a guaranteed body shot rather than going for a risky headshot. So he flicks upwards to get the quick body shot. Here you can see where his crosshair was before the shot, and due to the flinch, where it ended up. Combining both the quick movement to the torso and the additional movement from the flinching mechanic, this shot is nothing more than a coincidence. So that's the one assumed upward shot that was suspect. Let's go to the viaduct game and try to find the suspect shot there. And I couldn't find anything. I went over the viaduct POV again and again and again and again, and I couldn't find anything that would be considered cheating, especially for somebody that had between 60 and 80 ping and has over 1,000 hours just on Sniper. So I started adding people who are experienced Highlander players to help me point out the suspicious shots, but we still couldn't find anything that would raise an eyebrow. In fact, most of the players said that he could have done a lot better comparative to snipers from the past. Going over the POV quite plainly 60 times or more, me and many others weren't able to find anything that could be classified as a cheat. There wasn't even any typical behavior associated with a cheater. He didn't get more headshots than the opposing team sniper, he had worse accuracy, he died nearly twice as much to the other team sniper than he killed him, and he had the same damage numbers. He wasn't shooting the ground to reduce his accuracy stats, every shot he took was an attempt to kill someone, and any shot that wasn't the result of bad positioning by the other team was just a normal flick with 60 ping. When somebody uses a cheater hack, it's impossible to hide because they will screw up eventually. We'll get back to this. I was so frustrated in trying to find a suspect shot on the viaduct round that I created my own anti-cheat to help me go over the POV. Well, I repurposed and edited an old anti-cheat that I had. So here is Shayy's entire viaduct match, shot for shot. Red are aim shots, yellow is a no-scope, green is an error, that the value either came back as true false when it should have been the opposite according to its own logic, and black shots were obstructed, i.e. he hit a wall or something. And finally, one of the shots came back as a potential hit. I reviewed it, and he shot a mini sentry. Damn. So then I got an associate that does have Triggerbot, got him to MGE me Sniper v Sniper and to record his POV. It was Gullywash mid if you're curious. And here are the statistics for both snipers side by side. If Shayy was using a Triggerbot, we'd see more shots trigger on the edges and more rapid movement across the other player's model. The raw data doesn't support this. Shayy's shots are very tame regarding to the Triggerbot. He frequently goes over target without a kill occurring. None of the movement is exaggerated in the slightest, and most of the kills was him waiting or slow scoping his target. The only shots which seemed to have exaggerated movement was against the soldier, and all of those shots occurred while the enemy player was bombing the combo, a task that involves building up a good deal of speed to travel a large distance as quickly as possible to catch the combo unprepared. This also occurred with a shot against the Devilman, and that missed. In conclusion, for the anti-cheat, it didn't provide any additional presence of guilt. So fresh out of leads and nothing to go off of, I decided to do the last thing that I could think of that might show me the shots that would mark Shayy as a filthy cheater. So I started at every sniper I could who was a veteran of Highlander that had no affiliation with the team Apollodosh. Snipers that were, and are, respected. Some that used to be considered the best, and asked them to go over the Viaduct POV of Shayy and give their opinion. After watching the POV with them, I asked them the question, after watching his POV, was there anything suspicious, and do you believe he was cheating? Their voices and faces have been altered to protect their identity.
I do not believe so. I think most of the shots that were considered suspicious in any way can be at least debated, if not proven wrong. After going over the 4 demos that were available to me that he gave me personally, I think I could probably prove his innocence just via ping and how SPV decides to act when high ping is in effect.
With his aiming style, it would actually be very hard to say, because both teams were playing very poorly, and he was hitting mostly easy shots, also in flicks.
No, I don't think he did because I've known him for a very long time, and he's always hated cheaters, but obviously that doesn't mean he doesn't cheat, but my personal opinion is he definitely didn't cheat, and that was literally the first time he got it to ever look suspicious ever. And the fact that he got banned for the first time stinks because of an STV. The last time somebody got banned, I don't think anybody ever got banned for an STV glitch before. I mean, if he was cheating, then all the other snipers who played Golden Black also cheated.
This wasn't me cherry picking the results. I did this with 15 veteran snipers, and all of them told me that either, from what they saw, he wasn't cheating, or that there wasn't anything substantial to convince them that he was cheating. Also, there were a few people that legitimately told me that during or after the interview that I would be banned for making this video. There were a few people who refused to come on camera because they were afraid that they would be banned for their opinion. It's a wonderful state of affairs when people are afraid of speaking out or questioning the administrators because they think they'll get banned. Also, I would like to mention that the other team sniper and team leader, the person that Shayy sniped against during the finals match, says that he doesn't believe Shayy cheated. We've even gotten ETF2L involved, submitting his POV for review. He's a part of an ETF2L team and said that they have a much better anti-cheat system than UGC. And surprise surprise, he wasn't found to have cheated during the finals match. Now, being a lowly engineer main, I was curious about the probability someone would cheat in a finals match and be caught and banned by UGC. So I used some next level NCIS investigating methods and gathered every single person who had ever been banned for cheating inside of a match. Then I organized it by what week the person was banned, division, and what he was using. Now this list looks small, even for me, but it didn't include anyone who was banned in the infamous L mailbox wave, because UGC didn't catch them. I only put people on the list who were caught by UGC and they were cheating in the Highlander match. And also, I don't know if UGC secretly bans people and doesn't list them publicly, but this is everyone I could find. So what I found was that the majority of people who are banned for cheating were banned in either week 1 or week 3. I also found that if you exclude the L mailbox wave, no person has ever been banned from North American Silver Division during the playoffs. In fact, out of a roughly guessed 7,100 people who have played Highlander since Season 10, only 28 people have been banned. That translates to a 0.004% chance that someone has cheated in Highlander and got caught. And remember, in the North American Silver Division, no person has ever been caught cheating and been banned during the playoffs, ever, as far as I can tell. Hell, according to UGC, which have said that there were 2 suspect shots that prove that he was cheating, 2 out of over 400 shots taken that are suspect. That's more than 4 times lower than the margin of error of a 99% confidence interval. But why does this matter? It's statistics, and you might be saying there's a first time for everything. The reason I'm bringing this up is that UGC would like for me to believe on their own merit that for the first time in their history, they caught someone cheating in a finals match. That they caught someone using a cheat who went through the entire preseason, regular season, and playoffs without anyone reporting him or finding him suspicious enough to warrant any kind of investigation. Someone who has played 5 scrims a week for 12 weeks at the exact same level, at the same consistency, using the exact same movements, methods, and positioning, flew through an entire season without getting noticed, and when you're reported for possibly cheating, the admins will contact you and demand your POV, which they never did. And then on top of that, what is the probability that all of this would occur while the head admin of the entire league is on the other team, and that she is so diligent enough to catch him not during the first time that they played against Popular Pipes, not the second time, but the tiebreaker match? A head admin that just so happened to be the person on the anti-cheat team with the power to convict, while the most respected anti-cheat administrator for UGC, Miggy, was in the hospital. They'll say that Komori wasn't involved, but I'd put money on the fact that she didn't recuse herself and she was directly involved with this investigation. I can't even fathom the probability of something like that occurring. You may be saying, well, clearly he downloaded the cheat for the final game, but all of the stats don't show this. In fact, his finals match was the second worst overall performance stat-wise for his entire playoff run. For his finals match, there is no discernible increase in his stats. There is no increase in headshots a minute, damage a minute, kills assist a minute, or accuracy percentage. From everything that I have found to everything I have tried to find, I can conclude that Shayy did not cheat. The raw data from his Vidoc match does not support the idea that he was cheating. He did not attempt to lower his accuracy stats by shooting the ground, playing stupid positions to increase his death count, or have sudden, weird, and unexplainable shots occur. I've incorporated anti-cheat software and gotten leagues with their own anti-cheat system to review Shayy's POV to no avail. I've gone over the POV with dozens upon dozens of skilled players, and none of them have concluded that Shayy cheated. In fact, there is no one that I know to the level of an acquaintance that believes Shayy cheated. People make mistakes, and I thoroughly believe that UGC has mistakenly banned an innocent player. When I was running my own community, we banned a lot of people for cheating and hacking, but we weren't above making mistakes. Hell, one of my current head admins was mistakenly banned for using wallhack. But we were able to see that we made a mistake, and did everything we could to remedy the situation. He was impressed enough to join the community and become an administrator himself. So for UGC, the first step to remedy the situation is to reveal what the evidence is against Shayy. You don't need to put the download link to the source code for your anti-cheat or anything like that. Just first tell us what cheat he used, what map, what tick. Provide a screenshot showing the ESP or a quick video explaining on what point he cheated. Just show something. Don't keep going about saying that you don't ever make mistakes and then hide the evidence from absolutely everyone. Open it up to the community and revisit this mistake. Maybe it was a quick jump of the trigger. Maybe it was the fact that the head admin who benefits the most from this didn't recuse herself and somehow influence the outcome. Maybe it was something that I can't fathom. This is the problem with keeping everything secret. Without anything to look at, people will tend to look at the causation versus correlation. Implement new rules, like an admin of a division cannot play in the division that they were responsible for. You don't see a referee of a hockey game or a soccer game wearing one of the team's jerseys and actively partaking in the match. Do something about this. Present something, because there's a very good number of people within the community that genuinely believe that Shayy did not cheat in any way, enough so to convince me to make a video regarding the matter. And Shayy doesn't deserve this. TF2 is one of only 2 games that he has over 100 hours in. It's the only game he plays more than an hour a week, and because of this ban, he can't play the game he loves and the class he loves. Go ahead, try to main sniper in 6s. And this entire thing is really screwing him. He would have done absolutely anything that UGC wanted to prove his innocence, anything a 15-year-old kid could have done. I mean, come on, the most expensive thing on his backpack is less than 1 key in value, and it's implied that he bought a premium hack that VAC doesn't detect? What kind of logic is that? And he seems to be going into an actual depression, not being able to play the only thing he's ever done in his entire life. You try playing a casual game regularly without becoming suicidally depressed. It's not possible. He can't even do lobbies anymore because they banned him for his UGC ban. UGC seriously needs to do something about this because they are making innocent players suffer because of a reason that I cannot see. Share some of the information with me. I used to be on an anti-cheat team and I understand the importance of keeping your tools secret. Just do something. I can't wait for the response from UGC, and hopefully it isn't Shayy is banned with evidence that we cannot show you on a map we won't tell you, using a cheat we won't say. Also, who says this? Seriously, why?